Hey, what's up, guys? John here again with you with Funnel Your Business. Of course, also I do the videos on the blind community can succeed, jobs for the blind, and etc. This video, I'm just going to be talking about my story. I'm going to share my story with you on the experiences and the challenges that I faced from being a child up to pretty much now. So, before I get started, grab you something to drink, grab you a snack, and just sit back and listen to the story. And you'll be able to better understand why it is that what we're doing here with Funnel Your Business and what I'm doing with the blind community, you know, how it all adds up, because it does, I promise you. So, grab a drink, grab a snack, and sit back and enjoy the story. So I'm going to assume that you've got your snacks and your drinks or whatever. You're in a comfortable place, and I'm going to share this story of mine with you because I want you to be able to get to know me. I want you to know who I am. I don't always just want to do videos on you or do videos on Funnel Your Business or the blind community or jobs for the blind. I want you to be able to relate and kind of get to know me. And the only way to do that is for me just to share a story about myself and about the things that I went through being someone who is visually impaired. So here we go. We're about to go back. Way back. Now, alright, I'm obviously not a comedian. I get that, right? Anyway, you guys, some of you might know my name is John. I am the owner of Funnel Your Business. And it all starts pretty much when I was born. When I was born, it was come to find out that I was visually impaired. The umbilical cord had wrapped around my neck, and that is what caused it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the eye condition that I have because it's probably as long as a school bus, you know. I can't even pronounce it. But it has to do with the tissue in the back of my eye. That's what affects my vision now. So, anyways, from, you know, a baby up to 4 years old, I never realized it. It took my family, my mother, and others to realize that there was a problem. You know, when I was doing things that didn't really add up. You know, bumping into stuff, and then when I got a little older, 5 or 6 on up, and, you know, was able to ride bicycles and stuff, I was running into stuff, running into trees on the bicycle. Of course, I'd keep on going. Like, no big deal. Yep, I got a bump. Yep, I broke my wrist, or I broke my finger, whatever. I'm just going to keep going, though, right? So, once it come down and they found out that, you know, this is what was going on, I was sent to a public school. There was a special class there that we was going to try out, and I was there for maybe a year, and it wasn't working out. I couldn't read the print. I didn't know Braille at all, and it was come to decide that they were going to send me to a blind school. Okay, so, which was ISB, Indianapolis School for the Blind. That is where I attended. And I'll be honest, with being visually impaired, I wasn't accepting that. I did not accept who I was. I wasn't going to accept it no matter what. I wasn't going to accept it, right? I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to be like, you know, all the other sighted people. I didn't want to go to this school. I didn't want to be in these classes. I didn't want to learn Braille. I didn't want to learn JAWS, which is a screen reader. Some of you watching this video will know that. I didn't want none of that. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to be a normal kid. I wanted to, you know, stand out in crowds and, you know, be noticed by others. And the only way at the time I knew how to do that was to be, you know, was to be mischief, was to get in trouble, act up in class, and after school, smoking, you know, and sneaking beer and all that stuff to the school, because Monday through Friday, actually Sunday through Friday, we would be at the school. We had dormitories, and on Sunday we would go there, and Friday we would come home. It would give me one day at home with my family. I had a real problem with that, and I didn't know how to handle it. And I didn't know how to talk to people about it. I never discussed it really with my family, my mother, or anyone. I never really talked about it. I just didn't talk about it. I didn't open up. And, at that age, I'm sure that, a lot of people have trouble doing that, opening it up and, admitting what the problem is. And the whole problem really was just me not accepting it. So, anyways, Monday through Friday, Sunday through Friday, I'm there. And I didn't care about the education. I didn't care about good grades. I didn't care about none of that. All I wanted to do was just hang out with friends and go out and get in trouble, smoking cigarettes, spray painting on the walls, and, all the girl stuff that comes in with that, with girls, and, oh man, she's hot, I gotta check her out, and I gotta fit in. I'm not blind. I'm gonna fit in, and my eyes will not get in the way, and they did. My eyes got in the way because I didn't face the facts, right? I didn't want to be visually impaired. I didn't want to be blind, but I was. Still am, right? So, after getting in so much trouble back and forth with school, and even, going home on a Saturday, that's one day to be home with the family. It's not very long. They also had a part in not wanting to, be there at school, because I was never home with my family but on a Saturday, and then before I knew it, it was Sunday, time to get up and get on a bus and go all the way back to school, which was like 2.5, 3 hours away from where I lived. So that was a problem, not being able to be with the family, not being able to be out with the it was just kind of secluded, right? And a lot of people will understand that when I say that. You're secluded from the sighted world when you're going to them schools. And I didn't accept it. I wasn't going to. So I kept getting in trouble, getting in fights, and just wanting to just do whatever, and didn't care anything about education. It didn't matter. And at the time, it didn't register up here at the time. I didn't think about what the long term was going to be. I didn't look ahead. I was only looking at then, right now, and it didn't pay off. I got kicked out of school for fighting 2, 3, 4 times. I don't know. I decided to quit. At the age of 16, I decided to quit school. I told my mom, I don't want to go to school no more. I'm done with this. She said, well, if that's what you want, I guess I'll sign you out. It was that simple. I wish she would have been more brutal about it and said, no, you're going to school. I'm not signing you out of school. But there's no faults here. Because, my mom took good care of me. My stepdad took good care of me. Which, I always called him dad. I always seen him as a real dad. So, anyway, that's something totally different. So I quit school. And guys, it affected everything from there on out. I could not get a job. I could not. Because I had no education. I had no GED. I had no diploma. And so then, when that couldn't, be the worst of it, I decided after quitting school, I'm going to be out partying every weekend, drinking and smoking and, doing all these stupid things, smoking pot and all these stupid things. We all make them bad choices when we're younger. Sometimes we learn quicker than others. And it took me, to about the age of 22 to realize that. I realized that when I met my girlfriend. I realized that when I got her pregnant. And I realized that when I married her. And I knew right then was when something had to change. So then I started doing a lot of stuff with computers, learning how to use JAWS and all this other stuff. And I did it pretty quickly. I learned JAWS all on my own. I was never taught from anybody else. I learned it by myself, right? Didn't have a choice. I was too old to go back to school, so I couldn't do that. So I had to figure out, what am I going to do? What am I going to do now that I've quit school, now that I don't have no education behind me? I don't have a GED, I don't have a diploma. What do I do? So that's when I started just doing everything online, doing networking and marketing, just to try to earn a living, right? But see, all them things that I decided to do when I was younger, from the age of 7 up, from the age of 7 all the way up until I was 19, 20 years old, all them things I did affected me. And that was on me. That was me. I made them choices. Maybe when I was 8 and 9 years old, choices I made, I didn't know any better. But when I was 13, 14, and 15, I should have knew better. When I was 16, I should have known better. I should have never quit school. But what I did know was that I was now married. I had a kid. And it was time to make a change. And that's when it all did change, guys. I just want to throw this in there. This really isn't about me real quick, but if, for some reason you're someone that's younger, that's 14 or 15 or 16, and you're going through these struggles because you're blind and you just don't want to accept it, it's really not that bad. And what you got to realize is you got to stick to that education. And you got to stick with going through school. And you got to graduate. Right? Because when you do that, you're going to have more opportunities than what you will if you don't. Because if you don't graduate and you quit school like I did, there is no opportunity. There are no opportunities. There are no pats on the back. There are no handouts. And I learned that. And that's why I want to share the story with you. That's why I'm sharing my story with you, because I want you to realize that. I want you to realize that what I went through affected everything that I've done. Affected everything that I do. And so now, here I am, and I'm doing marketing and networking, and I've got a dream that I've reached. I've created a company, but it took a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work, a lot of study, a lot of learning, a lot of lessons, a lot of trials of do's and don'ts. Go through this company, don't go through this company. Go through that company, don't go through that company. But if I'd have graduated, if I'd have kept my education, I might have had some other options. I know I would have. Could have went to college and done all these business classes and just had a better background behind me, But it didn't happen that way. So what you got to know is everything I went through, it was rough. Even when, 11 years ago, 9 years ago, I was still going through rough times. I mean, here I am. I'm on SSI. I get a monthly income. And usually the rent the SSI would cover the rent. That'd be about it. Of course, not even back then. Not even, I think, SSI would go up every year. So even back then, it would take my check plus my wife working to make a decent living, to be able to at least provide the most necessary things to the family. And that's all we was getting. There wasn't no bonuses. I did work. I worked for about 2 years, with Goodwill Industries. Long time ago. And what I did was, I was actually a janitorial trainer, helping others with disabilities learn how to do janitorial cleaning. And that's what put me really where I'm at today. I told myself, man, I like helping others. And this is really cool to be able to do this and show others with disabilities, show others that are visually impaired, show them that you can still do the same job. There's just a different way to do it. So that's what got me started. That's what really started putting the dreams in my head, right? So, guys, I went through a lot. You know, to even get to where I am today. A lot of things I didn't have to go through. But I had no choice because of the other choices that I made. Because of the choices of quitting school. Because of the choices of wanting to party. Because of the choices not listening to my parents. All that made a difference. And it took a long, hard lesson to get where I am today. But now I know all this information. You know, I got all this information in my head. All these things that I've been through. And now I can pass that down to others, and I can let them learn from that, benefit from the mistakes that I made in my past. And that's what I want people to do. That's what I want the blind community to do. I want them to benefit from the mistakes that I've made in the past, benefit from the choices that I made in the past. So that is a story. I tried to narrow it down to make it not so long. But I'll be glad to answer any questions. You know, if you got a question, you're wondering, well, how do you manage to do this or how do you do that? Be sure to ask me. Let me know. You know, I don't mind. I want my viewers to know who I am. I want my customers, my clients, my partners, the group. I want everybody to know who I am and what I've been through. Because that all matters to me. Your thoughts, your opinions matter to me. I hope you enjoyed the somewhat long but not too long story. I'll be doing more videos. You can be looking forward to that. I'll be doing videos targeting what your problem might be. And that video will obtain to that one individual problem. I'll be doing videos to help you figure out how to get started working from home. How to get started even to begin a new life for yourself. All that will happen by me posting videos and obviously getting better every day at what I do. I don't claim to have every answer in the world, but I can propose that every time I do a video, it will get better. Every time I give you information, it will be better. So, again, if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can email me, management@funnelyourbusiness.com. That is MANAGEMENT at funnel, FUNNEL, yourbusiness.com. So email if you got questions. Just put in the subject, question for John. And I'll answer it. I'll reply to it. I'll get back to as many as I can and as quickly as I can. My main goal with this company, with everything that we do, is to help you reach your dreams. You don't got to sit at home every day and have nothing. You don't got to sit at home every day and live off of a monthly income. You do not have to do those things. You do not have to just play games every day because you feel like there's nothing else you can do. You do not have to go out and look for a job, you know, because you think that no one will hire you. There's so many things that I will be providing you guys, and at the most I wanted to do is to make you comfortable. And again, the other videos will be related, pointing out one problem in general. I won't throw 5 different solutions in one video. I'm going to target a problem, I'm going to give you the solution to it. And then the video ends. That way you can go back and watch that video 100 times if you have to. If you got questions, if you want me to do a video on a situation you might be involved in, and you're trying to figure out how to handle that situation, I'll do it. I also want you to get started with us here at Funnel Your Business. I'm going to help you build yourself a career, build yourself success. So what I want you to do is click the button labeled Funnel Your Business. I want you to click that button. It's going to take you to our page. You're going to see a short little advertisement video, and then there's going to be a form you fill out. Fill out that form and join us. I'll talk to you guys here real soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.